Alright, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to share with you guys the best hopper style juicer for 2026, right? If you guys want to know the best juicer for 2025, link down below to that video where I actually discuss vacuum juicing, which nobody else online discusses except for me, as compared to the Hurom H70 right here, which was one of the best juicers of 2025. That being said, it's 2026 now, and I'm going to show you guys my thoughts on the best juicer for 2026 in this episode. So you guys can see here, I have a number of different juicers, and if you had to buy all these machines, it would cost you well over $4,700. What you guys are going to get on my YouTube channel is me personally testing all the machines as they are released into the US market. I test all the major brand juicers and show you guys my personal opinions on them. The good, the bad, the ugly, things I like, things I don't like, and I tell it to you guys like it is. This is something that you will not find on any other YouTube channel, because unfortunately some YouTube channels that promote juicers, they only always promote one brand or another. I have arrangements or agreements with all the different companies, although I cannot help if there's a certain company out there that does not, abide by our verbal agreement, which is quite sad to me. Nonetheless, I have agreements with all the companies and I test all the juicers so that you guys know the exact truth and the best juicer to buy. And to remind you guys, I've been juicing now since 1995. I started my company in 1998. So this is well over 25 years. I've been selling juicers and recognized in the world as the #1 world's juicing expert. If you guys want to pay attention to somebody else saying something, that's up to you. But if you want to pay attention to the person that has tested the most juicers, probably ran the most produce through any juice, all the different juicers online, then that person would be me. And I cut through all the fluff and share with you guys like it is so you guys can make the best purchase decision for you, because in the end, my goal is to get you to become a everyday juicer, somebody that juices on a regular, everyday, consistent basis so that you and your family could have better health by incorporating and including more leafy greens, vegetables, and fruits into your diet through juicing. As you guys can see, I have a number of juicers here. These are some of the top selling models in the USA at this time, and they were released from 2021, and the newest one was released literally earlier this year in 2026. Like all technology, including cell phones, as the years go on, the machines improve. There are companies out there doing constant and never-ending improvements to the machines, and every year they come out with a new machine, for better or worse, that has been upgraded over last year's, the prior years, the prior years technology, right? So I want to go ahead and just give you guys a synopsis of all the machines that I have here today. Starting over on this side, I don't even need to mention the name of this machine, because this is the machine that all the other influencers you guys are going to find online are promoting as the best one. And in 2021, when it came out, I also promoted it as my favorite. And since then, it is now no longer my favorite, because there are machines that now have surpassed this, right? And with newer technology and even similar technology at even a lower price. So I'm out for you guys, the consumer, so you guys always are able to get the best deal, save the most money, and more importantly for me, become a juicer for life, because juicing has personally helped me in my life to remain healthy, keep my same weight, have a strong immune system, have more energy over all these years, and that's what I honestly want for you as well. Next up here, we have the Kuvings Auto 10 model, not the Plus model. I like the Auto 10 model because you can add on these hopper extensions. This makes this machine have the largest hopper in the world, And if the largest hopper in the world for a home machine is what you want, then the Kuvings Auto 10 is it. That's why I love this machine. You cannot beat the large hopper when you add additional hopper extensions on it. That being said, I need to give a disclaimer. Kuvings has designed the hopper extension to only be added on one hopper extension, and when you add on 2 or even 3, like I have shown in my videos, links down below, that may void your warranty, and Kuvings does not recommend it. I will personally tell you I've never had a problem when I've used 2 to 3 hopper extensions on the Kuvings myself. But yeah, this one, if you want the largest hopper, that's why you're going to go with this machine. Next up, we have the latest model introduced and released into the USA by Hurom, which actually makes all the machines on this counter today except for 2 of them, which is these 2. Everything else is made in the Hurom factory. This is their latest and greatest machine, the Hurom H70. If you guys want to see an episode on this, link down below to my original unboxing of the Hurom H70. Now this is the top dog. This is going to cost the most money. It has a traditional pure press screen design, but it has some new upgrades in the hopper, including their new spiral design hopper processing blade that is more effective than previous processing blades. Also has an easy to clean spout cap for where the pulp comes out, and an oversized pulp spout cap where the juice comes out. So yeah, that's this machine. This is an improvement over all other screen-based design. I was sad to see that Hurom decided to come out with a screen-based design, which you will find that, in my opinion, is personally old technology. Next up, we have the Hurom H330. This was recently released into the United States, and this is a low price leader if you want a traditional juicing screen. All these machines, except for 3 of them, have a traditional juicing screen, and that's what most of the market thinks a juicer is. You have to sit there with a brush and scrub down the screen, and if you're looking for one of those, then I would say this is your low-end budget model, made in South Korea by Hurom with a full 15-year warranty, the one you're going to want to get. Link down below to that video. Next up, now this is where we get interesting. While all these have a hopper and make juicing easier, and while many influencers will tell you, oh, these juicers are so easy because you just load the hopper and shut it and walk away, which is completely true because hopper juicing really changed my life, right? It really made juicing even easier, right? But something that these 3 machines have on this side that all these machines don't have are the next level and next evolution in juicing technology. That is the easy clean design. No longer do these machines on this side have a stainless steel juicing screen. You need to sit there with a brush and scrub. These have an easy clean design that literally you can just spray off with high pressure water and be done with it. So it takes cleaning from 4 to 5 minutes on these machines. Over on this side, this one takes me like 80 to 90 seconds. These ones take me about 1 minute to clean. And that, my friend, will get you guys juicing even more than just the hopper design will. The hopper is great because it frees up and allows you to have time to multitask and not have to push every single produce item in the juicer. But these ones, my friend, which nobody online will basically tell you guys about because everybody's still connected with machines that have a juicing screen, right? This is the new technology that, in my opinion, if you're going to invest in a good quality juicer, you should only invest in one of these 3 machines with the latest technology, because what's going to happen is you're going to find, because it is easier to clean, you will find yourself juicing more regularly. And when you juice more regularly, you're going to flood your body with more of these plant phytochemicals and phytonutrients, beta-carotenes, carotenoids, luteins, zeaxanthins, all these different properties in the different plant foods that will allow your body to be healthier, help your body heal, and have more energy, right? Because you're doing it more because it is simply easier to use. So this is the Slowstar AI. This machine I have been testing and using the most at present time in my home. Next up, we have the Hurom H400. I have reviews of the Hurom H400, and while this is an easy clean design, it's not my favorite easy clean design. What is my favorite easy clean design is the Hurom H70. Not only is it $100 less than the Hurom H400. There's a few less nooks and crannies. It also is a newer release, came out about a year after the H400, and Hurom had made some small incremental improvements that improve the yield and improve the usability as well as the cleaning on the H400, so you guys could save yourself $100 over buying their top end machine. And that's the person I am. I'm gonna tell you guys like it is. I have my own likes and my own dislikes. Whether you guys want to follow my recommendations or somebody else's, that's completely up to you. So I guess the next step is we're gonna go ahead and clear some of these off, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my favorite two machines and compare them head to head and share why you may want to buy one of them or the other. All right, guys, so in my opinion, the best two machines that you should consider that have a hopper for 2026 are the two right here, right? These are the best of the best. This was released in 2024, and which is the Hurom H70, and the Slowstar AI was released late 2025. You could almost call it a early 2026 release. It was released in December. That being said, these represent the state-of-the-art technology for juicing, right? Not only do they have that hopper like all the other machines do, but they also do not have a stainless steel juicing screen that you got to sit there and scrub, right? I'll show you guys real fast. Over on the Hurom H70, instead of a juicing screen, this has literally an auger and just the bowl. That's it. There's no juicing screen. The juicing screen was deleted because this is a two-piece auger that goes together, and basically as the produce is crushed and juiced between the bowl and the auger, the juice falls in between these slits and comes out the bottom, which then comes out over here, and the pulp, comes out right here. So this literally takes me 60 seconds to clean. Link down below to my original unboxing on that. In addition, at present time, the Hurom H70 is my favorite public juicer, right? So if he's asked me, John, what's your favorite juicer? I'm going to tell you guys the Hurom H70 because it is time proven. Hurom has time proven their juicers to me. They make the best juicers in the world. Some of them are even being sold by other brands in the market. They've been in business with engineering experience in kitchen appliance design for over 50 years. They're credited with inventing the first vertical juicer, as well as coming out with the first hopper on any juicer as well. That being said, their original hopper machine, the Hurom HAI, I was not a fan of. It definitely needed a lot of improvement. But this is the latest and greatest easy, clean design, latest release in the United States, and is the best at it at my testing. I hope they come out with a new easy, clean design really soon. All right, so over on this side, guys, we have the Slowstar AI. So once again, this is also an easy, clean design. No stainless steel screen that you need to sit there and scrub. Instead, it has a two-piece kind of filtration system. Let me show you guys that real quick. Take off the hopper. You have a stainless steel processing blade, which is kind of unique. A longer auger than the Hurom H70. So basically there's more opportunity for the produce to get ground down, crushed, and squeezed to a finer particle size than the H70. And then you have this unique screen design. Instead of it being a screen, it's just basically plastic with little holes. So this, pulp does not get clogged in these little holes. You can just spray this out with high pressure water. All the pulp dissolves off of it. No need to sit there and scrub. And then on this side, you have tines that come up. So when you put these two together, then that basically, once again, does a similar thing to what the Hurom H70 does. It basically makes these long slits that the juice then flows through, instead of through small little pinholes that can and do get, clogged up with pulp. That you need to sit there with a brush after you're done and scrub it out. So no longer do you need to take a screen that all these stainless steel holes get impacted and stuck with ground in pulps. Take a brush and sit there and scrub the outside all the way around, and then go ahead and scrub the inside so that there's no pulp clogged up. And if you guys have a stainless screen like this, what I recommend you guys do is take a light bulb, put a light bulb right in the middle there, and then look through the screen holes, right? See how many of your screen holes are clogged with pulp that you can't see through, right? This shows you how good or how bad of a cleaning job you're doing. And the more the holes get plugged up with pulp, right, the less effective your machine will be, and the less juice you're going to be getting into your glass, and basically, you know, your juicer will not be working because the holes are getting plugged up. You know, I visited a friend in Puerto Rico, and like she's like, my juicer doesn't work anymore, John. I looked at her screen, and it was like she like never was using a brush, and every hole was plugged up. I'm like, yeah, it's not working because you're not cleaning it, and like the holes are plugged, right? But even well-intentioned people, including me, over the many years using a juicer with a screen, and you're not scrubbing religiously, you know, I'll even get some holes plugged up. So that's something I want to check for you. I want you guys to check on right now, because if you are getting that issue, right, this no longer needs to be an issue, because now you don't, like, these will never get plugged with pulp, right? This is no longer an issue. So I don't know why influencers continue to promote basically the screen style machine. I know one of the big cons for using the screenless design is that all the manufacturers say that it puts more pulp in your juice. Well, yeah, okay, it does put more pulp in your juice, but on one hand, that's a good thing, because most Americans are fiber deficient, and putting a little bit more of the insoluble fiber that actually goes through the slits and that will not go through the holes is a beneficial thing. Just a small amount of fiber in your juice is not going to negate the effects of releasing all the bound phytochemicals from the fiber in the juice that has already been released. You're also, of course, going to have that easier cleaning. And if you really don't like the extra fiber in the juice, then just buy a freaking sieve that you can put under and have all the juice run through the sieve, because still cleaning a sieve out that you buy for $1.25 or $1.50 at the Dollar Tree is going to be a lot less time consuming than sitting there and scrubbing that stainless steel screen. So like, I don't see a downside of buying these new style machines, because it's only a plus, right? And that's what I'm going to tell you guys. You're going to juice more because it's a lot easier. No screen to scrub. I am done with juicing screens unless I am forced to make a comparison video where I got to use a screen juicer. I simply do not use them in my home any longer. And you know, once you go the screenless, you won't go back to the screen, because you'll see, wow, why did I even ever mess with screens, right? Because people don't know any better, and they don't want to make the jump to the next level of technology that will make your life a lot easier, and more importantly, especially to me, get you juicing more often and getting the benefits of the juice into you, because it is so easy to clean. All right, so the Slowstar AI takes me 80 to 90 seconds to clean, a little bit more intricate on the cleaning. That still does not dissuade me. And of course, the H70 takes me 60 seconds to clean. And I know you're asking yourself, John, these are both high-end juicers. You know, I think this machine is probably about $50 more, depending on the promotion that may be going on at the time, than the Slowstar AI. This one, of course, is easier to clean. Definitely time proven with Hurom, making machines for over 50 years. I know these motors, the AC motor is solid. This runs at a low and slow 60 revolutions per minute. It has a very effective hopper design that empties really nicely. I mean, it's just a solid performing machine, and that's why it is my current favorite. That being said, in my home, I've been testing basically Slowstar AI, putting it through its paces. When I originally did the unboxing, I wasn't entirely sure of it, right? And then I did a comparison, H70 versus Slowstar AI, link down below to that, and it showed basically the yields were pretty much even. Of course, the cleaning took a little bit longer on this than on that. But what was not fully apparent to me when I made that video, which is more apparent now after using the Slowstar AI, is number one, its durability, because the runtime, because this is a DC powered motor, right? Instead of running at a fixed 60 RPM, this runs at a variable speed of 32 to 60 RPM, depending on what button you press. So it's been optimized to juice things like apples, watermelon, citrus, grapes, celery, carrots, make sorbet, and even juice pomegranates, you know, programmed at the right RPM. And if you're not juicing any of those or juicing a mix of things, then you press the AI mode. And then what the machine does, it basically automatically senses the resistance of whatever you put in there, and as it's juicing, and it'll speed up or slow down the motor. So what I personally juice most are leafy greens. So this week's juice was cucumbers, kale, and celery in the Slowstar AI. And basically always when I'm doing my green juice, it seems to always slow down to 32 RPM, which is basically almost half the speed of the Hurom H70. This means juicing does take longer, but because once again the auger is longer, it's running at a lower RPM, I find that it grinds a bit better, maybe extracts a bit more nutrition, and actually oxidizes the juice a little bit less. So if these are very important to you factors to have like the most nutritious juice and you don't mind an extra 30 seconds of cleaning, then clearly the Slowstar AI with its AI enhancements, because it basically automatically senses the produce texture and will basically slow the machine down to get the maximum yield. TriBest claims 15% more, you know, and when I compare these two in the original episode, basically they're head to head, neck and neck. So I can't claim 15% more compared to the other best machine on the market, but maybe compared to some of the screen juicers on the market, which I haven't tested the AI against all of them, although I have tested against some of them. So link down below to my Kuvings versus the Slowstar AI episode. So what I want to do next for you guys is run a little comparison for you guys so you guys can see the differences, and I could see the differences, you know, for me, because I haven't run this exact comparison before. I've always used these machines either using only this one or using only that one, and I did only one comparison where I used them side by side. So here's another one. So the comparison I want to do for you guys today is basically just two apples in both machines, right? These are uncut apples. I've weighed them out, and they both weigh approximately 411 grams. Maybe one was like 409 grams. So technically this is not a yield test. I will say that both apples more easily fit in the Slowstar AI hopper. It seems to be a bit more deeper. This is a little bit shallow. And that being said, on the Hurom H70, we just turn that on and it just runs basically at 60 RPMs. And on the Slowstar AI, we're just going to go ahead and press the Apple button because that's what we're juicing today. So I guess let's go ahead and get started, and I could show you guys the results. And we're going to speed this part of the video up to show you guys what happens and how long it takes to juice, which one is done more quickly. All right, we got it set for apples. All we got to do is hit the start button here, and I'll turn the Hurom H70 on. So they're both running, and it looks like the Slowstar AI has basically crunched up both the apples, the Hurom H70, because maybe it's we're gonna have to press this down because it's not, the apples aren't dropping in. All right, now we got the apples dropped in, and now they're getting crunched up. Definitely the Slowstar AI, maybe the hopper design for whole apples is a little bit more optimally designed. As you can see, the Slowstar AI juice is already coming out, and finally the Hurom H70 juice is finally coming out as well. In order to save you guys some time, we're going to go ahead and speed up this part of the video until all the juicing is finished. Guys, so as you can see, the Slowstar AI finished first. This was likely because the Hurom H70 was off to a slow start because the apples didn't drop in because the hoppers maybe as quite as deep. Let's go ahead and turn off the Slowstar AI, and as you guys can see, the Hurom H70 is just about done as well. Interestingly enough, it looks like the H70 did make a little bit more juice because it's like filled up almost to the brim, whereas the Slowstar AI made a bit less juice, so that's quite interesting. Now, I want you guys to look at the color of the juices. What we're going to do is, we're going to let it sit there a little bit because I want to see if one juicer introduced significantly more oxygen than the other. It is quite interesting. They both have bubbles on it, and the Slowstar AI started juicing a little bit sooner than the Hurom H70, and in all cases, whenever you juice fresh apples, at some point your juice will start to turn brown due to the polyphenol oxidase. This can be negated by juicing a bunch of lemons, so put a little bit of pieces of lemon in before you start juicing the apples, and during the juicing, a little bit after the apple, after you put the last apple in, that'll help prevent the oxidation of the juice. And typically when you're running a juicer at a lower RPM, then you'll have less oxidation. All right, guys, so I want to give you guys a close-up on the two juices because I'm finding this very interesting. So initially when I looked at it, I thought the Hurom H70 made more juice, but if we look very closely, while the glass is filled taller, the issue is it looks like there also is more foam in the top of the juice that is also discoloring. There's a thicker foam layer, which is quite interesting. As you can see, there's browning going on at the top of the Hurom juice, but not so much at the bottom, which is quite interesting. But on the Slowstar AI, once again, there's foam on there, but once again, a little bit less foam. So put a little bit less oxygen in the juice. Show you guys just a look at the top of the foam heads. I mean, after looking at it, clearly the Hurom H70 did put a bit more foam in the juice, juicing the equivalent amount of apples than the Slowstar AI. Once again, we're getting kind of the browning on both of them. Can't say one is significantly more darker than the other. I can say, however, that the foam head on the Hurom H70 is darker than the foam head that came out of the Slowstar AI. The juices, I mean, I can't really call which one's more oxidized. Once again, the Hurom H70 did start a little bit after, and this is, a time-dependent thing. All right, guys, so let's do a few more comparisons between the juices. Number one, I want to go ahead and look at the pulps on each machine real quick. I mean, these are the pulps. Let's see if I look at the pulp differences. I mean, definitely to me, the pulp that came out of the H70 looks a bit more darker than the pulp that came out of the Slowstar AI. Can I venture a guess at this? I mean, I can only say that maybe because more air was put in during the processing, that caused the polyphenol oxidase reaction to speed up. Let's see if I look at both these, like which one kind of has like larger pieces of skin that did not get fully broken down. I mean, hard to say. In this case, actually, I'd say probably the Slowstar AI, just looking at it, maybe has a little bit more larger pieces of skin, but it's tough to call. And definitely if I pick up the pulp and just kind of squeeze it, I mean, they're both still a little bit wet. I could barely get a couple drips out of that one, but it's really dry. And then over on the Hurom, I mean, pretty much the same dryness. So it's, really close to call. Once again, these machines are just so close in performance. But I think what is different is the oxygen. The pulp was more brown noticeably to me than this pulp. And the other thing that's really noticeable, I don't know if you guys saw it when I did a close-up on the heads on the top, but basically the head on the H70, there's a lot more fine, smaller bubbles, and it appears to be more of them than on the Slowstar AI, which the bubbles are a bit larger. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and taste test each one. We're going to put the straw all the way to the bottom to taste off the bottom of the juice, not the top. I mean, that's a good clean apple juice. I'm not tasting any particulate in there. What I've learned is with the Screenless design machines, it is true that in some cases they do put in more fiber, but in some cases the amount of fiber put in the juice is negligible and not going to be too much different than a standard juicer. But it really depends on the specific produce item you're juicing. For example, carrots tend to pulp out a bit more and put more pulp in the juice, or things like leafy greens maybe a bit less pulp. It just really depends. So the Hurom H70 juice was pretty good. Let's go ahead and taste test the Slowstar AI juice. I mean, to me, that's also really good. If I had to say something, like this juice tastes a tad bit sweeter to me. I don't know if that's because of the oxidation, or maybe one of the apples was just sweeter than the other. They all came out of the same bag. Best place I found lately to buy organic apples, if you want to juice them, was at Sam's Club. At my Sam's Club, organic apples for Fuji's were about $1.50 a pound, which is a really good price. Other places, maybe Trader Joe's is second best. I think they're around $2 a pound. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much the comparison I wanted to give you guys, just the update on the two best juicers for 2026. And then, why would you choose the Hurom H70 over the Slowstar AI if you just prioritize faster juicing? Typically, because this runs at a faster RPM, you're going to be done more quickly. and it's also easier to clean. It also has the Hurom name behind it and a full 15-year warranty with durable AC motor that I'm confident will easily last 15 years. Like the warranty, a simple on and off switch. Hurom has been making this style machine for many years. The durability is proven. So this is the good old reliable. Meanwhile, if you're like, want to ensure you have the highest nutritional quality, because I could say the yield between these are about the same, I'm going to go ahead and kind of favor the Slowstar AI for the nutritional quality. I've seen it time and time again when I've been juicing at home because of the lower RPM, because it appears to do a better job at grinding, get out more nutrients, and also tends to oxidize the juice less. You're going to get a more nutritious juice. And now it will take you guys longer to juice because, running at 60 RPM, that's running almost twice as fast as the Slowstar AI when it does run at 32 RPM. Of course, this also has that touchscreen, a DC motor that is basically new to the market. Also that auto adjusts and has a few extra, touch screens and components to fail versus a simple on-off motor. Could this have some downtime in the future? I mean, for me, this machine has been completely durable. I trust Tribest. I've had a relationship with them since I started my business 28 years ago. And I'm confident that they will handle the warranty for 15 years like they should, and they've always been fair and honest with their warranty dealings. But if you're an early adopter, want the latest and greatest technology, then the Slowstar AI is the way to go. I will continue to do more testing in my home and maybe even topple the H70 as my favorite pick, but it's still not time proven to me, and there are still things I'm not a fan of about the Slowstar AI. One of the things I'm not a fan about with the Slowstar AI is these lower ejection ports where the pulp comes out as well as the juice comes out. This allows you only to put things like small cups underneath it to catch the juice, whereas on the Hurom H70, where it's a lot taller up, I could literally fit a 32-ounce mason jar under this, and with this one I have to put like a 16-ounce mason jar. I also have to use basically a Anchor Hocking 4-cup measuring cup to catch my juice, whereas on this one I could use like an 8-cup glass measuring cup to catch my juice. So I'm not a big fan of that either, but I do like that lower RPM. I also really prefer the cleaning on the Hurom H70 myself. I'll deal with an extra 30 seconds of cleaning because to me 30 seconds extra cleaning for a more nutritious juice is simply worth it. So you have to decide for yourself. If you're like, man, the juice quality is so good, I'll clean an extra 30 seconds, which is not a whole lot because it's still way better than any of the other machines you guys saw earlier, and you want the highest juice quality, or you just want a time-proven machine. You turn it on, it's going to work, it's going to be done a little bit more quickly, and it's going to make a high-quality juice at that as well. So that is really what I leave you guys with. Which one would you go with, right? Also, of course, it depends on the current promotions. And at present time, the Slowstar AI is a lower price than the Hurom H70. Using my coupon code DJ from July 12th to July 20th, my coupon code DJ will save you guys 20% off the Slowstar AI. That's literally $120 off the Slowstar AI, making it a lower price than the Hurom H70. Of course, after July 20th, when that promo ends, my coupon code DJ will still save you guys $60 off the Slowstar AI, and it may also be less expensive than the Hurom H70. Now, if you guys want to buy the Hurom H70 or any of the other Hurom models you saw earlier in this episode, make sure you guys use the coupon code EC. We'll throw up right there, literally EC, because it stands for Easy Clean, because these are my favorite style Hurom juicers, the Easy Clean. I don't see the big point of going with a screen design anymore now that the screenless machines are here, and that's what I want for all of you guys that have been used to scrubbing down that screen, have been used to pushing produce in, right? These machines are the next step, the next evolution of juicing, right? Not only do they have that hopper that makes juicing easier, but it's also easy clean, and that's why I'm looking forward to the end of this episode when I get to spray this down for 60 seconds or spray that one down for 80 to 90 seconds myself. And once again, that coupon code EC will give you guys the lowest price on the Hurom H70 or other Hurom machines at this time, a minimum of 10% off. But I believe right now there's some promos that you can stack my EC coupon code with to make the Hurom H70 or the other machines quite affordable. It's still the low price leader with the 20% off right now. DJ coupon is the Slowstar AI. Beats out the price of the Hurom H70. And if I had to choose one at both sale prices, right, knowing that the Slowstar AI is a bit less right now than the H70, my money is on the Slowstar AI for the lower price with the 15-year warranty and the 32 RPM. That being said, if the promo's off, then I'll have to consider it a little bit harder. But of course, it comes down to what is more important to you: dependable, durability, turn it on, it runs every single time, or are you willing to deal with the AI controls that runs at a variable speed, but you in my estimation, will get more nutrition in your juice due to less oxidation and a little bit better grinding. And that's the question only you guys can answer. I'm just here to basically share with you guys the truth, get you guys the best coupon promotion codes, so you guys get the lowest price. If you guys want to use any of the promotion codes I've mentioned in this episode, I'll put the promo codes and links right down below the video. When you guys do use those promo codes, it allows me to buy my apples at Sam's Club for $1.50 a pound, so I could make these educational videos for you guys, spend my time to create the videos, pay my video editor so you could edit the videos, pay my light bill, so I could bring you guys these episodes that nobody else on YouTube will, because they seem to only promote one juicer or another, whereas I just want you guys to have the best information so you can make the most informed juicing decision. So I want to thank you guys who will use my coupon codes. It helps me out to continue to do what I love, and of course you guys are going to get the best price. So if I've helped you out, hey, by all means, please use one of those coupon codes and help me out as well. It is much appreciated. Alright guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Share with you guys the best juicers of 2026. Once again, Slowstar AI and Hurom H70 each have their pros and cons, and I hope you do end up with one of them, because you will be juicing more because of either of these two easy, clean machines. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give this a big thumbs up. More importantly, share this with other people so that they can learn about the new technology that is taking the world by storm, that unfortunately most other influencers are not going to tell them about. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss my new and upcoming episodes I've coming every 5 to 7 days. You don't know what new juicers I'll be unboxing or comparing against each other, so you guys can find the perfect juicer for you. Make sure you click the little bell so you're notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check the past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 900 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to compare and contrast and share the best juicers out there for you. I'll put all the links down below to the videos I made in the past with the Slowstar AI as well as the Hurom H70, so you guys can see the range of different produce items each of these machines can handle without a problem. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.